Josh, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Doing well. We have threatened for a long time to just do a movie podcast, right? Movie and conspiracy theory and anything but cards, right? Um, but we've got a little thing we're going to talk about later, and it ties directly, and this will tie directly into this. And I have a feeling I know what you're going to say, but greatest trilogies of all time. So
Easy.
I'm just throw one out and give you just a either or an or, and then we'll start talking. All right. The original Star Wars or Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars.
The original Star Wars or Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future or the Dark Knight trilogy.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future or Toy Story 1 through 3.
All great choices. Back to the Future.
Back to the Future or Indiana Jones.
Ooh. Because I have Indiana Jones as that original trilogy as number 3 in my list. So Back to the Future wins.
So is there anything, and I'm a Marty McFly guy too. Love it. Anything even come close? So your top 3 would be Back to the Future,
Star Wars,
and then Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Is there anything even cracking that top 3 for you?
Not cracking that top 3. I think those are the 3 best. In the top 10, you could probably put like the first 3 Terminators. And Terminator 2 pulls a lot of that weight, even though, it's hard to put again, Halloween 1 and 2. If you then add one of the newest ones, Halloween Kills, as the third, and that piggybacks up. Halloween 1 then goes Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, because Halloween 2, they take that story out of that trilogy. So if you really watch Halloween 1 and then Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, that trilogy, again, top 10, not top 3, but that's a great trilogy. But
so we're stretching rules. We're stretching rules here. It's just not 3 movies. We're taking the top 3 movies out of like a series.
Yes, Yes, that does seem like that. But those 3 movies are designed to all 3 connect. So that's why I would call that they pick up one right after the other. That's why those
surprised. You're a Tom Cruise guy. I'm surprised Mission Impossible is not in there, but I did say trilogy.
And Mission Impossible 2 is not very good. 3 is the best one they ever made, and 1 is what started it. Also not great, but not bad. Especially
remind me of what 2 was. Is that when
2 was directed by John Woo, and
the motorcycle thingy.
The motorcycle thing is bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of that movie's bad. And a lot of the way it was shot was bad. And it was different than all the other ones. But 3 is the best with Philip Seymour Hoffman by far.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like 7 movies. So, if you took 3 of the best, but that's one of my favorite movies of all time series, but it doesn't crack the Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, Star Wars trilogies.
So I'm a Marvel guy. I think I agree with your top 3. I will co-sign on that. But depending on Doomsday, which is supposedly a direct sequel to Endgame, that may have some traction there. As far as top trilogies of all time.
And I'm basing the Back to the Future one with trilogies. They have to all 3 be pretty good movies, but they have to be woven together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Back to the Future does so well. And the fact they're time traveling helps, because then you can kind of weave those in later.
Yeah.
And it would put it in the all-time greatest. They weaved 3 and 2 together because I think they wrote those together. But had they been able to weave those into one, and there'd be little things in the background that you see, then it would
Yeah.
be hands down the
They can
greatest.
remaster it. They could remaster it and do
Should.
that.
They should.
They should. They
So
should.
I'm
So
trying to be unbiased. It's really based on a plot and how those movies are all woven together. It's really I recently watched all 3 of them because if you remember, Leaf sent my son who was injured that autograph with
that's right.
Marty, Doc, the 4 main stars from Back to the Future. So we sat down and watched the trilogy. And I still to this day I'm like, man, the way these 3 movies are interwoven is unbelievable.
Yeah, ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And because I'm a gigantic nerd, and this was right in my like school days, the Karate Kid trilogy was right up there for me.
Those
Right up
just
there.
those just don't age as well as some of the other ones. Howard trilogy is so hard to do nowadays because if you
Yeah.
think about it, all these ones we listed are all back in the 80s, 90s. What
Yeah.
what's the deal? And I would put another one I would put up there. I almost have to be very careful because Predator 2
Oh,
and 3. Predator 1 is so good, it carries a
so
lot
good.
of I shouldn't put it in the trilogy category. But a friend of mine said, you know, we now have these kids that are becoming teenagers and they don't know about any of these movies. And so like
No.
if I could sit down, maybe add a little parental editing to a couple of them, which Terminator 2, Predator 1, these are movies these young boys have to see because they're
Oh yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And it's funny, Max, if you know the shop, Max works down here. I made a Ace Ventura joke a little bit ago. The your gun is digging into my hip joke. And he didn't know what I was talking about. Have you not seen any of the Ace Ventura movies? And he said, no,
Shame.
it came out 6 years before he was born. And so,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I feel old, but I'm like, you need to go watch the original Ace Ventura movie. It's got Dan Marino in it. Come on.
Absolutely.
Welcome to another episode of the Talking Shop podcast. You have the 2 originals, Jacob still MIA. We got myself from Grand Slam here in Rock Hill, Michael from Medium Rare Cards over on Instagram. We're going to talk some shop with you. It's a Friday for us, be not a Friday for when y'all watch this. So come down to the shop, but we're here to talk some shop. How's it going, Michael?
Josh, it's going great. Let me hit you with a quick rundown. We're going to start with some Cooper Flagg news. It's a car that everybody has been hunting, and the decision its owner has to suddenly make. Then Josh will show us what's new in the shop. After that, Pokemon takes anti-scalping to another level. Mickey Mouse becomes a stadium chase card. Topps goes 24 karat, and The Hobbit gives us a reason to talk about whether brands are building excitement or simply manufacturing FOMO. But first, Josh, I don't know if you've heard, but this card, let me share my screen, was recently pulled. And there's another story inside of this about what they're doing with alt. Let me have this pulled up.
Yeah, Alt's website there on the screen that y'all can see. I don't want to call that deceiving because what they're doing is pretty smart, but it is not being consigned with Alt. It's almost like, correct me if I'm wrong, Alt is putting this card out there and doing a bounty auction, meaning you can basically bid what you are willing to pay for this card. But if you win, it doesn't mean you have the right to buy this card because the seller of the card ultimately decides where this will go. And I understood that right by reading that.
I think you're right. I think, boy, they are walking the line with this being sort of shady. Yeah, I think
Agreed.
it's super interesting, but it is a bit shady. But it's not shady enough to keep 11 people from putting their bids. I wonder what the first bid was.
I mean,
The first
I'd
bounty.
say put a million.
I mean, what would that be,
I
right?
should put 3,500,000 just
I
for free publicity.
I mean, it's look. There's 1,000 people watching this. Looks like 208,000 views on this. It's certainly more clickbaity than anything
Yeah,
because, I mean, while the owner probably still has a decision to make, this is jumping the gun, maybe forcing their hand. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if
So
anything, it's checking the temperature of who's out there and who's willing to pay big bucks for this card. I, we will say this: the owner, this card was pulled in a break with a shop out of Rhode Island, but we know as common knowledge that the owner, the person that hit the card, is from South Carolina. More to come on that in
mhm.
the very near future, but we have some fun tidbits about this card coming soon. But the owner is from the area, and yeah, so the owner ultimately gets to decide who gets to auction it. But this could do the owner a favor because if someone comes along and says, "Look, I've been quiet, but I'm willing to pay $6 million for this card," and puts a bid in there, that's a way for the owner of this card to say, "Well, I now know the bottom
Yeah.
here."
Yeah. So there's a couple things. Did you see what the Mavericks were offering for this card as a bounty?
I did. It seems very reminiscent of what the Pirates offered
Yeah,
for the
for the
Scenes
Skeens.
card, which everyone just said, not happening. No one in their right mind is going to take. Although that's a really cool offer,
It's
nobody's.
I'm reading it here. It says 32 years of season, like 2 season tickets in the sort of lower
Yeah,
level. I wonder how do you think they landed on 32 years?
probably just mathematics based on ticket prices in this.
Oh my
But what if
gosh.
you're a 40-year-old that hit this card? You want to be going to Mavericks games till you're 70 something? How do you know
What
you'll
it,
live that long? It's
well,
stupid.
I mean, if they're from the area, or if you're a Hornets fan, you don't care about this,
Right. Yeah.
you know?
And
I
that's
mean,
why when the Pirates offered their package, everyone was like, cool package, but whoever would be a total friggin' idiot to take this offer.
well, put yourself in this person's shoes. What's the longest you would sit on this before making a decision? Is it unlimited time? You just watch the number go up?
I
What is it?
think the I think the idea is you need to strike while the iron is hot before the hobby moves on to the next big thing. Um, I think you gotta ride this hot wave, and I think you move pretty quickly. You just obviously you don't jump at the first offer or two. Um, I personally would make some of these big boy offers that really wanted. I'd make them sweat it a little bit, and I'd counter and say, "Look, someone else is offering me this. I'm open to counter offers."
Are you reaching out to Cooper? Are you reaching
Uh,
out to Cooper's representative and saying, "Hey, you want this
yeah,
thing?"
but if Cooper doesn't make it known that he's willing to pay an absolute fortune for
You
this,
lose leverage.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I reach out to the big auction companies and the big, the conglomerates, the guy that's on
Yeah.
Shark Tank that's spotting a couple lot. You reach out to those guys, say,
Hey,
I'm
the other guy on Shark Tank owns the Mavericks. So maybe you get them sort of bidding against each other on
yeah,
Shark Tank. That would be cool.
yeah. I think this
Or
ends up being 5 or 6 million minimum,
I
right?
hope
Maybe
so, man.
6 or 7 million, I think.
I hope so. A little. If this guy is local, good on him. Good on him. That would be fan. So you didn't answer my question. How long are you, Josh, based on your life, based on everything um, that you
Oh,
stand for and what you know cards can do? How long? What's the longest you would sit on this before taking an offer?
I mean, I would like to do something probably that week time frame. The longest I would
Wow.
sit on it would be a month.
I think I would, because we're not in season. If we were in season and there's a chance that he may get hurt, I
Yeah.
would probably agree with you and move quicker. I don't know, man. I think if I am okay, if I'm okay financially, I think I
Yeah.
would let put this in the crock pot and let this cook a little bit. I don't know, but that's me.
Well, what about you could do this? You could get a guaranteed offer that's good for X amount of days or months or something. And then why not let it cook? You're
Mhm.
guaranteed that they can't back out of it. So someone says, I'm in it for 5 million. I'll give you that offer is good for a couple months, 2 or 3 months. Then I'd probably let it cook. But I don't know.
Yeah, but if I'm making that guy a $5 million offer, that offer expires at midnight. I'm gonna put a little heat on
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
him.
I just,
I'm
how many
putting some heat
times
on
have
him.
I said in this hobby, the moment someone
Act
pulls a big
quickly.
card, but sell it, sell it, sell it fast, sell it fast, sell it while everyone's talking about it, sell it before the next big big thing that Tops announces, and everyone says, you know what, I could live without the Cooper. I'm going to go for this. I'm going to save my money and put the big offer in on this next card. I don't know. That's just, if you're going to stick with that logic, then I think you sell it sooner than later.
Well, either way, congratulations to this guy because
Yep.
it's super cool, and the fact that he's local makes it even cooler. So,
Yep.
but as Josh mentioned, there may be more on this story coming up
You might
sooner
see
than later.
a Grand Slam logo floating around this story at some point. I'll
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah,
Stay
just
tuned.
hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Well, I know that product launched. The product that this came out of launched last week. We're recording on Friday. I'm digging these Friday recordings. But what launched this week? Give people a reminder since we did preview it last week, and then what is coming up next week that you know of?
Well, yeah. So let me pull up. So this past week, well, let's start with today, Friday. So Leaf Decadence. If you follow the shop on the socials, you will see that Leaf Decadence came out today. That's a high end Leaf product. It's one of my favorite products to watch customers open because I'm the weird card shop owner that when someone buys an expensive box, I'm afraid to watch them open it because it's like sometimes watching a car crash and it's like, oh no.
Come on,
But
man.
high-end Leaf product, I always want to watch because Leaf does a great job of just not killing you. You're gonna get, so these, I think these Decadence boxes, we have them for $7.99 a box, and you're only getting 3 cards. So
Mm.
you got to think these are going to be some sweet cards. And I don't know that's my Leaf promo there, but I'm looking forward to seeing someone open that. We've got that on the shelf. Today is also launch day for 2026 Topps UFC Stadium Club.
Oh, oh, do you have that close to you?
I,
Actually, I may see you at the show tomorrow, so
I will bring some to the show tomorrow. But
I
yes,
would love to be able to see what those cards look like.
Hobby and Blasters
Okay.
are going to be with me, and they're on the shelf now. Um, what else came out previously this week? There was, so Wednesday, Topps Pristine Baseball launched at the shop. So those were the 3 big launches this week: Pristine Baseball, Leaf Decadence, and UFC Stadium Club by Topps. Those are this week's 3 big releases. Next week, so probably when customers are Watching this, they'll have these right on the horizon. Topps Motif Basketball. That's one of those high-end basketball products that Topps is doing. For instance, it's very expensive, I'm sure, but you get 5 autographs per box. You're only getting 8 cards in the box. You get 5 autos and 1 memorabilia card, and then I would imagine, a base or a parallel, maybe a numbered card there. But think of like I don't want to call it National Treasures level. Maybe think of like an impeccable product for basketball. But that's on the 20th. So what? That's Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Um,
Yeah.
this is cool. This next product is really cool. Friday, so a week from today, Topps Flagship Football, the first licensed 2026 Topps football product. So think of like Series 1 baseball paper product. This is the football version, and it comes out Friday, a week from today. We will have it in all of its forms. It'll be popular, being that it's the first. Think of like when Top Series 1 comes out, guys are chomping at the bit to get the newest product for that upcoming season. This is going to be that. And then in between those, we've got always a favorite, Leaf Trinity Football. And that'll round out next week's releases. But like always, we get fill-in stuff at the shop. The shelves are full. Come see us.
So, are they calling it flag? So I'm looking at it here. They're calling it flagship. They're not calling it Series 1. Although in the basketball product, they did have Topps Update basketball, right? So it'll be interesting to see if they have Topps Update football. It's such a shorter season than basketball or baseball, so I don't know if they're going to have update.
An update for football is what you're saying.
Football. Maybe they do, and then they put in the playoff. I don't know. I don't know if update would work for football.
Yeah, you'd almost want to say, well, they're not going to turn down the opportunity to pump out another product, but the season's short, and if you do Topps Flagship paper, Topps Chrome later, and then they sprinkle in Resurgence and Signature Series and Finest and all the other ones they've got. So yeah, that's probably the way it would go. But.
Well, I was just looking at the checklist and some of the photos of the card images, and I was like, well, maybe they don't put the top rookies in the first launch, and they save that for update. Nope. Ferdinand Mendoza, see him right here, is in this product. So maybe they save his autograph for update. I don't know. We'll see.
Is his name Ferdinand or is it Fernando?
Fernando.
Fernandino.
Well, so in all fairness,
Ferdinand, I think, is
my youngest daughter loves that movie about the bull, and that's what Ferdinand, right?
I don't watch the
anime. Well, that is.
I watch like Jack Reacher.
There you go. Well, that is new in the shop. All right. First story in hobby news. I don't know if you saw this, Josh. It says Pokemon is using facial recognition to control card purchases. Pokemon opened 5 temporary Pokemon card stores. That's a story in itself, to where they're just Pokemon in Japan, using facial recognition verification to enforce entry and purchase limits. The goal is simple: to stop people from repeatedly entering, collecting multiple queue tickets, and circumventing purchase restrictions. What say you? Are we at this point now with Pokemon?
Why is Japan in the future and we're so far behind on everything? Like, you always hear about all the cool stuff they do over there. This is cool. I like this. I mean,
Well,
it's
so
the it's the
let's give the listeners and the viewers a little context. So when you have a big Pokemon release at the store, you post something on socials and you say this is when the store opens. I mean, do you have people running through this line twice? Would you if they could? What is
yeah.
your release, your pre-release Fridays look like?
We'll have people joke around when we've got limits, one per. Well, can I just go out and come back in? And and oftentimes it's like the line has died down, everyone's gone. Someone comes in, oh, you've got some on the shelf. I'll take. Oh, the limit's two. I'll take two. Are you sure I can't have more? Are you sure? And we get tried to get sweet talked, and then they ask things like, "Can I come back later? Can I do this?" I will. I'm not going to name any names or any card shops, but at a recent show, I had a limit on a product, and one of the other shops in attendance wanted to buy this product and resell it or break it, and joked around about, well, I'll just come back and buy two more in a little bit. And I said, nah, it's not how it works. Sorry. I want to spread the love. I want everyone to have a shot at buying this product. It was really hot. And within a few minutes, another person came over, bought the limit, walked away. Another person came over, bought the limit, and I knew what was going on. It was shady. It was crappy. The people around me saw it and were not impressed at all. But this would be, again, you can't circumvent that with facial recognition, I guess, if you get your mom and your grandma, and your brother and your dad to come in. But
and so what's happening is they're buying this at that pre-released price. They're going to sit on it and then sell it for. They're going to upsell it or charge more at when the price skyrockets on eBay. That's what's happening here, and that's what they're trying to. But that what you just said isn't going to stop people from scalping.
yeah, they're just going to figure out another way around it. But do you think it would work if you put those like glasses on with the fake nose and the big mustache, and you walked back in wearing a?
I think whatever you can't fool your phone with, you're not going to be able to fake these facial recognition things. But I mean, short of, we never did talk about this in the podcast, but short of opening it right there, right? Wasn't Top Shipping opened?
Yes, but here's the thing with, we might have someone that's like wants to spend $1,000 on Pokemon. Our goal at Grand Slam is always like, we want to get this in as many different hands. And I have to remind my guys, like, it's not a matter of like, we need to sell this product right away and recoup the money. It's better for the long-term health of a shop to get this product into as many customer hands as possible. So when that customer goes home or goes to their job or goes to their buddies, where'd you get yours? I got it at Grand Slam. Where'd you get yours? Oh, Grand Slam had them. Instead of, I walked in and one person bought it all, and the next 12 people say, oh, I went into Grand Slam, they didn't have any. It means a lot to know those people can walk into the store because we have limits and they're able to get some. And I'd rather make 12 people happy than one person happy. And so people often say, oh man, a limit of 2. Are you sure I can't buy more? And I always say, look, if we had no limit, none of this would be here and you couldn't even buy one of them. So because I have this limit, that's why you're able to get this product. So that's the point of the limits. It's just like but for the facial recognition thing, it's just like if we took down the person's driver's license and wrote down their name and their driver's license number. That's just the long way of facial recognition. All that's doing is just doing all that work for us. It's just the way technology and AI and all that stuff is going to make our lives a little easier. And it's just like, you remember Minority Report? They walk into the Gap, it scans the face, and the advertisements that pop up on the screen are tailored to that customer. What a great idea. If I walked into Best Buy and I got hit with smartwatches and phones and the things that I'm interested in, I don't care about these other appliances or something like that. That's a great idea. Those days are coming, I'm sure, but
those days are here, dude. I could talk about something with you right here. My phone is listening. It's going to serve me up an ad.
That's true. Yeah. And we always say, well, What are people so worried about? If you ain't got nothing to hide, who cares if the government sees that you're browsing smartphone brands? Like there's a line. I get it. You don't want to be. I guess maybe I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt where it's like they want to listen to you because this could stop a mass shooter or this could stop a terrorist attack or this could, they can get to those things early. It's just only if we knew they wouldn't abuse it. And unfortunately, it seems to always get abused. So I toe that line between I want all the technology, make our lives simpler, but
Yeah.
I want some privacy at some point. And it's not because I have anything to hide. So there's that fine line there.
Well,
I want to go to Japan though. They got all the cool stuff. Like I see stuff on reels and things all the time about what goes on over in Japan and the different vending machines and the way. I mean, I think I saw one the other day. You can what was it? You can vending machine, and it was the craziest thing. You'd never think you could be able to vending machine.
like
I
a
can't remember
car,
what. Huh?
Carvana. That's what that
I
is,
didn't even
right?
think of that. Like Carvana, you literally can go on there, pick out your car, buy it, finance it, pay for it, deliver it right to your house. Never have to talk to a slimy salesman. Oh,
Well, our next story here, we're going to talk about Disney. The headline is Disney turned a baseball giveaway into a pack rip at D23 night at Angel Stadium. The first 23,000 fans. There are 23,000 fans watching the Angels. I mean, Shohei's not even there, but I guess Trout's still there. Received a Mickey Mouse bobblehead, except 10% of them, 2,300 of them, were randomly distributed gold variants, 1 out of 10. So, what do you think of this? I think
like it.
I love it. I love it. I don't know why it took them so long to
Yeah.
do something like this. These are what these I can't find
Everybody
any
knows.
of the gold variants on eBay. And the
Not
link
yet.
for D23 was not there, but I thought this was a super cool idea, and it could like spill over to different things. The girls that are shooting the T-shirts into the stands. One of them is
Yeah.
signed by the players or something,
Right.
or anything like
Everything
that.
everything's value is based on rarity. And so if the item is collectible and it becomes rare, especially in this market right now where collectibles are such a big deal, think of the Mickey Mouse collectors that are hearing about this one of one product. I mean, that's a great idea.
Well, I mean, if there's only 23,000 of the whole run anyway. I mean,
Which is
in
not
the
that big.
grand scheme of things, that's still fairly rare for bobbleheads.
Yeah.
23,000, and then you get these gold variants. It's certainly something on the.
We got to figure 10% of those non-variants are just getting trashed or they're getting taken home and thrown in a box or
Yeah.
put on a shelf and nobody, they're not being sold or anything. So that brings that number down even more, probably down to 2,000 of them.
I wonder if they came in boxes. I'm searching right now. Gold Mickey bobblehead. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen here. So here's the normal one, and here's the gold variant. And look, they do come.
It would have to come in a box if you're going to kind of keep the
Yeah.
variant a mystery.
So there's the gold.
Otherwise, when you're walking in line and they're handing out,
Oh, they came in a box. You're right. And so, hey, look, mine looks different than yours. Hey, I want yours. That's cool. Where they actually took it at the stadium. That's savvy, man.
Yep.
That's savvy. Somebody's like, oh, mine's different than yours. It's Mickey. So the going rate on these.
The listed price is like one. I saw one for 180 there, but looks like 200 is the asking price for most.
Yeah, let me see how many are listed. 88 are listed out of the 2,300. You think they actually gave away the 2300, or you got some employees
Mm,
like holding on to some of this stuff? What do you think?
I mean, I'd like to think that they probably kept it pretty legit.
Speaking of gold, Topps has made a card out of actual 24 karat gold. Have you heard about this, Josh?
No, I haven't.
Probably not because it's soccer cards. Topps flagship Premier League includes a true gold 101 redemption for cards using actual 24 karat gold. Basically, this is what we were talking about before with Topps football. This is their flagship. Let me just put this over here. This is what the gold lion looks like. Oh, Jason Statham right there. Thanks for joining us on the podcast, Jason Statham. Um, so that is the gold lion insert.
Yeah,
Josh,
I like that it's
what do you?
not all gold like those '90s cards that you know what I mean, that nobody really cares about. But
Yep.
I like the fact that the player's picture it's got some regular card feel to it. Just knowing that the card is gold, I like the idea. I can't poo poo it.
Well, I mean, this isn't brand new. Remind me, Josh, of the Topps product, or maybe it was even a Panini product that some of the parallels or some of the hits actually had diamonds in them. Is it like what is it?
Well,
Just
yeah, flawless does diamonds and sapphires and rubies and stuff like that. Also, you've got what is it? Impeccable that does the gold bar and the silver bar. It's got
okay.
0.999 ounces of silver in the card. So, but to have it inlaid in the card like that is, I think, kind of new. So I like it. I like it.
Last hobby story before we close things out on this Friday. Um, Magic the Gathering's been on quite a run. Um, I remember when they first did this, and it's probably not the first time they did this, but it was the one of the ones that sort of stuck out to me, which was the Lord of the Rings release a
Yeah.
few years ago. If you guys don't remember, that was the release where there was a 101 ring. And didn't Post Malone end up buying that card and paying like almost 3 million for it?
Yeah. I don't know if it was that much. It was two, maybe, but yeah,
Yeah.
Post Malone did buy that card.
And they've subsequently they've done Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They recently did Marvel. What other? Which ones am I? I know there were a couple more.
Yeah. So they've done Marvel and Spider Man and Ninja Turtles. Obviously, The Hobbit's the newest one. They did The Last Airbender.
And that's the one. The Hobbit is the one that I'm wanting to talk to you about. It's supposed to release today, but we were talking in the pregame. It may be a little bit of a delay for that. And you were telling me in the pregame you think this is going to do well.
Yeah, it's so for pre-release stores, it came out last weekend. For regular launch, it's actually today when we're recording this. The problem is Wizards of the Coast is having an issue with this launch day product, getting it out in time to the distributors. At least that's what we're told through our distributor. And so while it launches today in stores like ours, we're not going to get the majority of our product till after the 18th of August. So we have a little bit kind of the bundles, which are like elite trainer boxes for Pokemon, but the bundles are arriving Monday if all goes well. But everyone wants the collector booster boxes and the regular booster boxes, and those are going to be for us at least the 18th. So the rumor, what I'm hearing is pre-release stores where it launched last Friday, the product there was on time. It's this regular launch day stuff that's taking its sweet time. So that's proof that it's a very sought after set. Let's put it that way.
Well, I'm going to bring up some of the images here. And for me, I don't play Magic. So I'm all about like the artwork. If this is the artwork, super cool, right?
Yeah.
to where they've got these distressed edges. Boy, those, how are they going to grade these, man? If the edges are already distressed, how are they
But is
gonna?
it the design of the card is distressed, but the edges are probably actually because you have to be able to. They can't edges can't actually be distressed because
Right.
these have to be
It's
playable in
like
game.
embrace the classic style on book cover cards, which I think is cool. But
Great
here's
idea.
the artwork
Yeah,
for
always
some
great.
of these. Yeah. The Hobbit. I don't know, man. Was The Hobbit as big as Lord of the Rings? It wasn't. There's no way it is.
I mean, no, I think the big serial number chases in Lord of the Rings was a little bigger deal, but this Hobbit product we've had, I always judge a product by the amount of phone calls we get about it, and we've gotten some phone calls about this product. So, and I had to disappoint a couple people that showed up on a launch day today in the shop, and we had to tell them it's delayed.
So, real quick for people that really don't know anything about Magic but may want to dip their toe into this product, let's just say they're not into Magic, but they're into The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. You mentioned these different sort of um, formats that they're releasing in. When you do get all of them into the shop, what formats are you going to have?
So play boosters, which is your standard booster box, collector booster, which are the expensive. There you go. There's one right there. We typically have the bundles, in which are like I said, like the elite trainer boxes, kind of. And then there's a bundle right there, if you're watching, and gift bundles. Those usually launch like a little bit after the regular launch, but we always tend to get gift bundles as well. And then um, the draft night stuff. Sometimes we get, sometimes we don't. Again, the scene boxes are the same way. We usually get those afterwards. Pre-release packs are just for pre-release stores. And then it doesn't look like they do it for this set, but when they do pre-constructed commander decks, which is a very common thing for each new set, we get those as well, and those sell pretty well.
Now, I'm still confused and cloudy about this, but what drives like collector value with Magic cards?
Yeah, so same thing with value of anything, rarity. And so those borderless full art cards are rarer and tougher to pull. And a lot of the times with Magic and other TCG games, more so Magic, is the playability of the card. How valuable it is in a deck will also jack the price of that card up. So that's why if you're building your own deck and you want to just basically, I want to build the deck that's really hard for someone to beat with all the good cards, it just costs a lot of money because those cards are typically more valuable.
Well, I was confused because there some of these cards are called rare or mythic rare cards, but that does not mean they're rare. That's just how they're designated
Well,
in the game, right?
no, because commons, the bulk of your box will be commons, and then you'll get far fewer uncommons. But it is, you'll get like one rare per pack, let's say. So in an entire box, you might get 24 rare cards, or rare mythics as a combination there. So yeah, they are rare in your ability to pull them, but sometimes the rare cards can still be very affordable because they're not very playable.
And then, real quick, and selfishly, this is for me. Um, there are certain cards that are in the boosters that are not going to be in the other formats, correct? Or the collector boosters, or
Yes, that does happen sometimes. A lot of the times, those are just, they're really rich with those cards. So think of like in a Pokemon pack, you're trying to get one of the hits. A collector booster box is just loaded with hits. And so there is sometimes some things that are exclusive to those, like the one of one ring card when Lord of the Rings came out. You could only pull that out of a collector booster. So there is some of that sometimes too.
fantastic. Well, before Josh gets to his crazy stat this week, I think that's what he's doing here. If you're looking at the screen, that's what he's doing.
That's frantically searching for a stat.
If you've made it this far, please hit the like button and subscribe and comment. We love comments, especially the ones that trash us, especially me. Don't forget to leave a review. Let us know what you like about the podcast. Josh, hit us with that crazy stat and then we'll go.
All right. So my stat this week is kind of more along the lines of a trivia question.
Ooh, I like trivia.
Who is baseball related? Who is the youngest unanimous MVP in MLB history? Youngest unanimous. I'll give you even the year, so you can't Google it, but at least give you you'll know kind of what era you're thinking of the top studs. So 2015, the youngest unanimous.
So if I am trying to deduce this by who's asking me the question, I'm going to say Chris Bryant.
That's a great guess. He won Rookie of the Year in 2015. Oh. He won MVP in 2016, the year they went to the World Series and won it. His fall off needs to be studied, by the way. And I think it was, you're talking Rookie of the Year. They were like one game away from the World Series that year, and then MVP the next year they win it, and then just nothing.
Evaporated.
But I think he had some injury/medical issues that derailed his career. So it wasn't like
he had some brain damage. He accepted a trade to the Rockies. That's what happened.
Yeah, that's either here nor there. But it wasn't one of these cases where he just all of a sudden just wasn't very good and couldn't hit. There was something medically that happened, I think, that has made it. So anyway, I say all that to say the answer is in 2015, Bryce Harper.
Did not know that. Yeah, when you were sort of teasing that, I was like, oh, this is a Cub. And I knew that 2015, 2016, that was going to be right in that wheelhouse. So that's why I answered that the way I did. But wrong again on a Friday. We start the weekend. Josh, thanks for taking some time out. Depending on when you watch this, hopefully I can get this out pretty soon. There's going to be a card show in Fort Mill or Indian Land this weekend. Hopefully I can make it down there to see you. And if I don't get this out before then, we'll certainly recap that card show in the next episode. But Josh, thanks for your time. Guys, thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.